All this Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Mobil 1, Car Care Clinic, and SKF. The arena of motorsport at Zwartkops, and once again we're here at the home of the Extreme Festival to do some serious damage to the front end of these championships. It's so good to see big crowds coming out, particularly it's only a regional race day, and the regional race days and the Extreme Festival format certainly brings them out in their hordes. We start things out with the Mobil 1 V8 Supercars. Franco Di Matteo didn't make it out for the very first round of this championship. He was overseas on international duties, but he's certainly back in it and right at the front from the word go to give the current champion, Mackie Adlam, a run for his money. Terry Wilford leads the championship coming into this round and certainly looks like he might be the man to watch out for to try and get to the front end as quickly as possible. Have a look out for Thomas Reeb as well as for JP Norkia, who's going to be looking to turn things around as it didn't go his way in the first round. Julian Familiaris joins Anthony Marks and David Kutsia from the BMW Car Club to join these big V8 drivers as they get ready to go now for race one. Coming around for a rolling start now and waiting for those lights to go out. Remember, it's double yellows into 1 and 2. They only start racing from turn number 2's exit point and heading towards turn 3. So it's Linus turn 3 here. Rob Portman joins me for commentary as they head down towards turn 2. And it looks like the pole man leads things out as they had to stay under starters' orders right the way to here. This is where the green flag comes out.
Yeah, Franco Di Matteo is going to be the man to beat. There's no doubt about that. It's up to the likes of Thomas Reeb, Terry Wolford, and the number 1 plate man, Mackie Adlam, to try and get ahead of the big Jaguar XKR out front.
Nice to see the Di Matteo boys 1 and 2 at this stage, with Reeb being helped out there by Franco Di Matteo's race team. He's in second place as we go on board here with Terry Wolford. Heading up to the top of the hill and under braking, trying to close down on that Coca-Cola Cafe 9 machine. But look at that! A big move there from Adlam, diving through and getting ahead of the Fuchs car.
That was an impressive move to put that big V8 on the inside there. He knows he cannot allow Franco Di Matteo any kind of comfort at the front end of this field. He'll just extend that lead. So watch out for the number 1 car there. Now sitting in third place, chasing down on our leading group.
Big move there from Rolf Duplessis trying to squeeze through as he came up on the inside of JP Norkia. He's bringing Isak Spies along for the ride as well as they head down towards Compendium Insurance Corner. Turn 1 here at Zwartkops. And already the action starting to heat up as Di Matteo comes under a bit of threat there. There are 3 cars tucked in behind him looking for a way past.
Absolutely amazing stuff. It always has amazed me how these guys get these big V8 cars around the Zwartkops track. Guy on board here with Thomas Reeb, currently sitting there in second place. Not going to be easy to try and get ahead of Franco Di Matteo out front. This is going to be one of the favorite overtaking spots. Get the drive at the top of the hill. We saw Mackie Adlam do it just a lap ago and trying to shove it on the inside. The rest of the field come through. JP Norkia, Rolf Duplessis and Isak Spies in a good dice there. Julian a little bit further back with Ork Kompan.
Yeah, a nice little battle between those two. New man to the series, of course, Julian Familiaris. He's looking for a chance to get up there as quickly as possible. Not a bad debut for him, though, sitting in the top 10 already. And as I said, joining Alki Kampan and the battle there for 9 and 10th place. Down onto the braking mark as they come for the final corner now, and pressure is being applied. The Cafe 9 Coca-Cola Chevy there under massive, massive pressure from Mackie Adlam in the Adlam Auto machine. That Jaguar looking to get to the front where the Deltec Jaguar leads out at this point.
We got a 4-car breakaway at the front end of this field there. Di Matteo, Reeb, Terry Wolford, Adlam just pulling away from the likes of Norkia and Duplessis in their Corvette. So they've got some work to do. But it's all about trying to get the pole. Look at them sideways onto the curbs as they come out of turn 2 onto the back straight. And Reeb's going to have to get a lot more drive than that. Got to get a lot closer to the back end of Franco Di Matteo if he's going to make a move. But he's got to watch out behind because here comes that big number 1 plate of Mackie Adlam.
Adlam looks dangerous. He
does. Here he comes.
He's going to have a go here. Reeb sees him coming, goes to the inside line, goes defensive. Remember, white line rule comes into play here for these big V8s as they get to the top of the hill. And that's why he went defensive and just blocked that inside line. Adlam now has to try and find another way through as they go through Kenwood. Double right-hander. Flick it through into Mix FM, and watch out, Adlam has to keep an eye on the back end because all of a sudden, look at that Falcon in the background, getting it absolutely lit up. The Fuchs Falcon starting to put the pressure onto the second of those cats as they come down to GNH Transport Corner.
Now, Franco Di Matteo is in the prime spot here because Thomas Reeb, Terry Wolford and Mackie Adlam, while they're trying to attack, they've got to worry about defending at the same time. Adlam going to line something up, going into turn 2 on the inside. Looks like he's going to try and make the move on the inside. Not a lot of room to play with there, but he shoves that big V8 on the inside. The number 1 plate man knows he's got to chase down Di Matteo because he's starting to pull a little bit of a gap.
Back on board here with Rebus. He's just lost out that second place. Heading into the back straight now for another time. And you can see he goes defensive again. He knows that Wolford's coming. Nokia spins out. JP spins out going down into G&H Transport corner. He's right in the middle of the track. Good move to get out of the way as quickly as possible, but that's once again just showing how bad the man has had in terms of luck. His luck just hasn't turned his way. Specie now under threat there from Familiaris. Alki Kampan being closed in by 20 marks. Those two boys had a big incident, remember, at Red Star Raceway, and now starting to turn their season around in the second heat here, the first heat I should say, of the second round of V8s.
Rear wheel steering all the way around the Swartkops track, just big black lines being left all over the place, so plenty of rubber being laid down by the Vig V8s as usual. See Thomas Reeb trying to hold on to that final podium position. Rob Duplessis starting to come onto the back end of that group now, so we're going to have a five-way battle for the top three podium spots.
A nice turnaround here from Duplessis as he comes onto the back end of that Falcon. And the Fuchs Falcon of Terry Wolford looking to get through on that Cafe Automotive and Coca-Cola Chev. That's Isak Spies now. Specie looking into the rearview mirror, straight into the eyes of the hard-charging Julian Familiaris. Familiaris used to rear-wheel drive in the BMW, but a lot more power to play with here in the big V8. So it's a great turn-up and a great turnaround for him in terms of his career in racing.
Top of the hill, Franco Di Matteo still doing everything right, but he's coming under pressure now from Mackie Adlam. Adlam didn't get the start that he wanted, got held up ever so slightly by the three cars behind him, but he's made the move now up into second place and charging down the Black Knight out front. And we go on board now with Wilford trying to make the move on the inside into the final turn, up into that final podium spot. He does it. Will he hold on to it? He does hold the line. Beautiful move there from Terry Wilford. He's going to try and charge down now on our two leading drivers.
Those big lock diffs getting absolutely lit up coming out of G&H Transport corner. Now it's 1 and 2. They've broken away ever so slightly there from third place, but that was because there was a bit of a maneuver there and it took a while. Oh, and look how hard Adlam is trying. Adlam putting wheels up onto the curbing and slamming that car down as they went through turn 2.
Just a little bit too much inside curb there for that man, Mackie Adlam, as we go back. Isaac Spies still running inside that top 10. He'll be happy with that, but it got a face full of the blue car right on his tail. You can see there's a good dice going on there. Julian going to try and make that move. Not close enough going to the top of the hill, but what an impressive drive so far. First time out from Julian in car number 20.
And Tony Marks is starting to close in the third of the Jaguars. A bit further back there, Ian Young not really having it his own way. The Associated Alterations man taking a little bit of strain there, not quite on the pace. Oh, and a Marks off the circuit. Alki Kampan applying pressure onto the Dupla car, and Anthony Marks, he buckled under the pressure there big time. Look at these two Jaguars. They are going at it big time, and it's super to see. Speaking of Jaguars, the Black Cat, the Deltec Batteries Jaguar of Frank and Mateo on the final lap now. Defending. That's all he's got to do. It's 2Ks to go, and he's got to just keep out the second of those Jags. That is Adlam, the number one plate, the champion now, 2 years running. Watch out for the attack coming from Adlam.
This is more like a drift racing series here at Swartkops rather than a V8. These guys are all over the show trying to control these big horsepowered V8 cars. Going to the top of the hill, this is where Adlam's going to try and put it on the inside, but watch out for the big black car at the front to go very defensive. Doesn't really go as defensive as I thought he would have gone, so still holding the line there, got enough grip to hold off the challenge there. Rear wheel steering, sliding once again. Couple of corners left for Di Matteo. Does he have enough in the tank to hold on to that win?
As they come down the hill now, I think he's going to go defensive into the final corner. Watch him come across to the middle of the circuit. Now, Adlam's going to have to settle for second. Di Matteo's done it all right. The Deltec Batteries Jaguar is going to take the win here. He's going to loop it out just ahead of a great charge from Mackie Adlam. The Adlam Auto Racing Jaguar XKR into second. Jags 1 and 2. Third place came through there for Terry Wolford. And fourth place, a super effort. Look at that. Rolf Duplessis in the closing stages with a burning car had to pull into the pit lane to have the fire extinguished from that machine. Di Matteo taking the win there ahead of Mackie Adlam. Then it was Terry Wolford just beating out the very hard-charging Chevrolet of Thomas Reeb. Isak Spies beat out Julian Familiaris. And there was Anthony Marks and Ian Young that broke up the top 8.
I was hanging in the back there in a slipstream and saving a bit of tyres for the last 2 laps. And as I catch up with the front guys, I could feel the car was losing a bit of power and I could smell a bit of smoke inside the car. So I knew something was wrong. So then we came around the corner on top of the table. The car just caught a light there and I didn't want to stop there and got the whole car destroyed. So I drove it back to the pits. But halfway to the pits there was an explosion inside the car and I couldn't see where I was going. So I managed to make it to the fire truck.
I tell you, it was one of my hardest races I've ever had. I tried to get away, but the guys were just getting quicker and quicker, so there was no ways of me getting away. And I mean, between Thomas Reed and Terry Wolford and Mackie Adlam, they had a good scrap, and I thought, well, my chance of getting away. And when I looked again, Mackie was on my back, trying to get past me, and I just made it so hard, but it was actually a bloody good race.